is the
Welcome
best
on, man.
experience. Oh, yes. This is the best experience. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are trying to get our schedules lined up. And you know what? Sometimes, you fly, you travel, you do things, and, things
Mm,
just get tossed off. So thank you guys for
yeah,
sticking with us. And
good.
we have the new Patreon up and running. We're trying to
Hmm.
get it all the way dialed in. We were almost there with the last one, but now thank you guys for the members that have returned and the new members that
Hmm.
we have.
Yeah,
And one of the things that we like to do is Nick's going to read off the new members that have joined. This is something that we're going to continue to do every podcast. So, when you guys join, you're going to get your name read at the beginning of the show. And guess what? We also pick questions from our paid members. And when you
yeah.
join the Patreon, guess what? You get to ask Nick a question.
And my apologies for butchering the names ahead of time on some of these, but thank you all very much. It's greatly appreciated. So we'll start with John. Thank you. Health, strong, Yihan, WJH, which there's questions from WJH that we'll get to in a little bit. Lichu Liu, I hope I said that right. Beiling Zhu, Chris Yang, Ken Kwan Lin, Yolanda. Somebody's got the name of fake. Okay. Wiki Wu, Ping, Lauren Wang, Paul Wing, and thank you all very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. The question, there's like, this person has 4 questions, which we'll get to the first one. During a work week, they work during the day and the night is quiet. We'll give them more opportunity to focus on something. Is it healthy to go to bed late and get up late? The important and the eating schedule and everything else that applies to that. Because yes, it's healthy as long as you get your correct amount of sleep. And it takes a while to establish that sleeping pattern as well. But once you have established, it's what your revolving clock is, and you have to understand that. I've spent probably, I don't know, 15 years of my life working the graveyard shift at one point, and had to figure out little tricks to uh, get my sleep patterns right. Which once you establish a sleep pattern, you have to stay on that sleep pattern. There and avoid staying up during the day when you'd normally be sleeping. So, like I say, if you go to work at 11 and you get off at 7, you should probably try to wind down and be in bed by like 9 in the morning. And then if you wake up at like, oh, I don't know, 5, um, you're going to feel pretty darn good, or even 4 o'clock. You're going to feel pretty solid at that. And you have to get into that sleeping pattern. Now, there's things that will need to get done during the day and stuff like that. And on a rare occasion, I mean, people stay up late on rare occasions. People get out of their sleep patterns on uh, different occasions and stuff like that a few times a year, but not on a regular thing. You want to stay as consistent as you possibly can on that sleeping schedule. And I mean, I went as far as to like black out the windows. I painted the window white, and then I painted the window black because then it was dark on the inside, and that made it completely dark in the room. I would lay a towel underneath the bottom of the door so light couldn't get in, and it was pitch black midnight. I had a little air conditioner that was in there, and I turned the air on just a little bit so it was nice and cool in the room, and I established my sleeping pattern, and I was very successful for that for many years. Like most of my powerlifting, when I was in Northern California, it was done that way. I did things to where and then I would have to like kind of flip my sleep schedule when I go to compete, which that's kind of interesting, but still got through it and it worked. It would take me about 3 or 4 days to flip my sleep schedule, and then another 3 or 4 days to get it back to normal. So it wasn't an easy process, but you can do it. I mean, if you can put your mind to anything, you can do anything you want. But that's kind of, but yes, you can go to stay up late and then sleep in late. Just get your 8 hours of sleep or as close to that as you can, and everything will be just fine. Your body will get into the natural rhythm. The trick is once your body's in that rhythm, do everything you can to stay in that rhythm. Plan your schedules, everything with family, stuff like that. Everybody's got to realize that's your new normal. Okay. Second question: is it necessary to have an annual physical examination if you don't want to blood draw in the physical examination? Can I skip this step? Blood draw is very important. Do you need to do it? No, you don't really need. You don't need to, but is it a very helpful insight into how your body's functioning? Yes. And does it make a big difference in the ability to, take care of yourself and know how your body's functioning and what you have plenty of and what you lack? That's a big tail sign with blood work. It'll point out problems and it'll show you where you got things right as well. So it's an important tool. Is it necessary? No. Will it make a difference? Absolutely. I do it. I would recommend everybody do it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. But I mean, it's an extremely useful tool. Doctors can take a look at it and pick it apart, and you can alter your diet in ways that you didn't know you needed to, which will make a big difference. Once you get your food straight, all your supplements straight, stuff like that, and you uh, start getting into that and find out what you're lacking, it makes a big difference. Even if it makes a 5% difference, that over the course of a year is massive. It's a massive, gain to have your body functioning 5% better than it did. So is it necessary? No, but is it useful? Yeah, absolutely. And I would recommend people get their blood work done. Absolutely, 100%. What advice do you have for a person that doesn't grow fat because digestion and absorption is not good? That's an issue. So, you know, uh, there's things that'll help you digest things naturally a little bit better. Yogurts will help you put stuff into your stomach that'll help you digest things better. Chicken
Kimchi.
bone broth, kimchi, yeah, kimchi. Um, the bone broth will help you digest food way better. So if you make rice and you throw whatever protein, whether it's eggs, meat, chicken, whatever the protein source is, or even if it's soy, and you throw chicken broth in with that, bone broth in there with that, it's going to help you digest better. It just does. So in the assimilation with that will be better. A lot of times you got to avoid the foods that upset your stomach. That
Mhm.
makes a big difference. Or things that make you gassy. You have to avoid those things because that's your body saying this isn't what we want to eat. You have to kind of experiment and play around with different foods and different types of things and see how your body reacts to it. If you get a positive reaction, go back to that. If you get a negative reaction, start weeding that out and find something to replace it. That's going to be the easiest thing to do. And I mean, always remember, you're your own science experiment. You are. Everybody is. I am. Ben's his own science. We all work a little bit differently. We all work very similarly. So what will work for me in a lot of cases will work for Ben, but not in every case. And it's the same with everyone else. What will work for me will more than likely work for you, but
Mhm.
not 100% of you. A very large amount, but not everybody. So you're your own science experiment. So play around with it. Find things, switch to different types of rice, switch to different types of vegetables that give you the same nutrition value, but are different on your digestive system. Switch to different types of protein. Some people can't eat red meat. Some people can't eat chicken. So just
Some people can't eat pork.
yeah, some people can't eat pork. Some people can't eat eggs. So it just whatever your body agrees with is what you move forwards with. So play around with that, experiment with that a little bit, and you'll find out pretty fast when you get something right, when you get something wrong. When the gassiness goes away and stuff like that, and you feel good, you don't feel bloated after you eat, stuff like that, that's going to be a big difference. And like I said, try digestive enzymes and things like that. That will help your body process the food and break it down in your gut. Okay. Gut health is very, very important to
Very important.
staying physically healthy. So,
Yes.
question 4, is singing a good way to exercise? Well, yeah, sing. It's also a good thing. It makes you feel happy and
Relieve
uh,
stress.
release stress, and it brings out joy and happiness. And well, I don't know about death metal, but
Well, everyone operates on different frequencies.
but yeah, singing usually brings out joy in people's heart. And if you sing really hard for a very long time, it's going to be a tax on your cardiovascular system. Any movement is better than being sedentary. So
Yep.
getting up and singing and being happy, because most of the time when people sing, they don't sing rigid and stand still and like this. They're moving around and they're singing and they're so any that's going to help. So
Mhm.
yeah, sing. If you want to
Exactly.
sing, sing. So
And the mental health part of that is very good.
it's the biggest, probably more than anything, is
Mhm.
the biggest part of it. So the main thing is if it helps you get moving and get doing things, absolutely. And like I said, it brings happiness and joy to a lot of people. Yeah, do it. Mhm. Yeah.
I
It
agree.
can't, it's not gonna hurt. Other than depending on your voice, or maybe you'll have to go in a
Yeah.
quiet room and do
Well,
that
not everyone
to
is
offend others.
vocally tuned.
Yeah, you don't wanna hear my singing voice, unless it's the deep stuff. I can hit things pretty darn deep, but my high I'm not hitting high notes, not since puberty. It's not gonna happen. But anyway, so that's the
Well,
questions for today.
all right, and thank you everyone who submitted those questions.
Yeah,
We
thank you very much.
appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's one of those things that we can turn around and give back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people feel questions are stupid, but here's the thing: not everybody knows everything, and that's one of those things.
And especially me, I can always learn more. So,
Hmm.
um, if you ever stop learning, you stop moving forwards. It's that
That's
simple.
it.
And the goal is to learn and just keep developing knowledge and a wealth of knowledge as we grow and get older. And then as we get older, sharing that knowledge with others.
That's
Our
it.
society does a lot to disrespect our elders and make it seem like their point of view isn't very good, even though they've experienced all this life and all these things that are going on, and are a much better source than the government or anyone else that's trying to tell people what's going on. So, you know, listen to your elders. Even if you don't agree with them, listen to them. They've lived through some things and they've done some things. And you might not agree with it at the beginning of it, but if you listen to it and consider it and know that's how life is through their point of view and the things that they've experienced, it can save you from going through things that might not be very pleasant. So,
Hmm.
or help you progress in certain areas. And they might show you something that you missed, because no matter what, they've lived through it already and they don't want
Yep.
to see you make the same mistakes. And whenever they give you advice, it's because they want to see you succeed. They don't want to hold you back. They don't want to punish you. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to do, they just want to see you not suffer the way they did. And that's the way you need to look at it when people that are older than you give you advice. Will you do it all the time? Because we all did that when we were kids. We all did that. But um, it'll be in your head, and then you'll see it, and then you look at it and go, "Oh, this is why they said that." I think I better start talking to them a little more, because they know a little bit more than we do, or more than I do. Because at some point you think you know everything, and then all of a sudden you realize, "Oh, I really don't know anything." As life goes on, and then you start learning, and then as you get
Yeah.
into the later years of life, you really start learning what you do know and what you don't know, and you're more willing to accept the things you don't know and search others for advice. Search people with experience, not a piece of paper, experience. So, because anybody can read what someone else has been through and regurgitate it and take a test and go, "Hey, look, I know this." not a whole lot of people can live through it. And
Yeah,
that's the trick. I'll
that's it.
listen to them all day over a research paper all day long. So, which brings me to something else I saw online the other day. I'm just kind of going off on a whole nother tangent right now.
That's good though.
But there's this girl and this other influencer in the fitness industry put it up on his page and he was critiquing her. And then she was saying, yeah, you don't want to stick your butt back real far on Smith machine squats and this and that because the shear force on your lower back is back for your lower back and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So she recommended, people put their feet closer together and then go knees over toes and stuff like that, which is one way to do it. It will take the pressure off your spine.
Yeah,
And the guy comes back and he's like, well, this is untrue. And they did these studies and this and that. Well, in my opinion, his studies were useless because they did this event at the Shaw Classic at the
hmm,
strongest man on earth, at Schmo.
yeah,
And everybody who stuck their butt back, literally everybody, got destroyed.
yeah,
They didn't get out of the hole with the weight, they got stuck. Everybody who moved their feet forwards and so that their hips were underneath them
yeah,
um, did great, came up with the weight. So that made a massive difference. And it was like 850 pounds. So it was very unforgiving
yeah,
is the way to put it. You either got the technique right or you got it wrong. You could see the difference right then and there of what technique worked on it, which one didn't. We even had an athlete that had figured out how to keep his hips underneath it and still bend forward so he didn't have to get his hips down as far and still get the lift because they had
yeah,
to touch a plate at the bottom. So, I mean, it was pretty ingenious on their part, but it definitely showed if you keep your hips under the bar at the bottom of the squat on a safety bar and come up with it, you're going to be
hmm,
way more successful and your back's going to be just fine. Sticking your butt
exactly.
out and letting it go back on that, the sheer force of it is
Oh yeah,
correct. It's not good.
you're doing the heaviest good
So,
morning ever.
yeah. So it's like anything else. It's, everybody's got an opinion.
Hmm.
Everybody's got this research paper and this research paper, but the people with the experience that have actually done it in a way that truly matters, you're
Yeah,
going to find out what works and what really don't. When you're doing it with like 135 and you can squat, 400 pounds, 300
yeah,
pounds, it's not going to make a big difference. When you can squat like 800, 900 pounds and you're underneath the bar doing it with like 850, if you do the technique right, it's actually going to be an easier squat than a regular
yeah.
squat. If you do the technique wrong, it's going to be way harder. There's no in between
Way
with that.
harder.
So it's a pretty
Exactly.
good, clear indication without doing a research paper and involving scientific community.
Yeah. Well,
Everybody's
that's one of those things too. It's like, you get the most criticism, not probably not the most criticism, but you get a lot of criticism on your training. But the thing is
from
like
from the
through sheer
internet.
will and experience and the accolades that you have, it's like who's really right here? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you what, if you can't do it, you're probably not right.
Exactly. That's a good that's the quote of the day. If you
If you
can't
can't
do it,
do it
you're probably not
yourself,
doing. Yeah.
you probably aren't right. So, or yeah, I mean, there's a couple guys I would really listen to.
Yeah.
Squat University, I would listen to him all day. I'd listen to Aaron
Yeah.
all day. There's a few people that really know their stuff out there, but don't. They will still listen and change their opinion based on things. So
Exactly.
yeah. So okay, that's enough of that rant.
All right. Well, let's pivot a little bit. We
Okay.
actually watched a TV. It's a Paramount TV show
Yeah.
over the weekend,
Hmm.
and it was a nice surprise because we also watched Tron. That was the first time I got to see it,
Yeah. The, the,
and
the
it
neutron.
was good. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but I
No.
thought it was good just for if it was standalone.
Yeah. If you didn't know the whole backstory and the second movie, and some of the first movie for that matter, but
Mhm.
the second movie,
Yeah.
yeah, it was great. I mean, it was pretty solid. I mean, it's also really scary. It makes you think twice about AI. But
Yeah, for real, because you know what I'm saying. We're not trying to fear monger, but at the same time,
no.
it's crazy.
Well, you got the Terminator too, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, the there's a lot of AI going on, and a
yeah.
lot of things are proven true. So
Which is kind of scary. Anyway,
exactly.
it was a pretty good, solid movie. The story was pretty. The actual story, if it was a standalone, the actual story was really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
it
yeah,
truly was. And for it to continue on the legacy, I think to continue on a little bit better would be to have the two lead characters from the second movie not be a clip in there saying that
I agree.
they
I agree.
retired and just went off and disappeared on their own.
Yeah, yeah,
That doesn't work to
yeah.
everybody in Hollywood. That
Exactly.
is
That does not fill the gap for those who watch movies.
no. Having them involved in there some way, and maybe the computer doing something weird with them, like bringing them in
Yeah,
and holding them hostage or whatever,
yeah,
or something, them actually being physically in the movie and adding to the story would be a big deal. That would
yeah,
be a good thing, or like having some film where he actually, where they go, where him and the isotope are going around and living life and bowing out and stuff like that. That would probably be a lot more impactful than
yeah,
um, the way they did it with a newspaper clipping that you're supposed to catch while watching the movie.
yeah. As it blurs by.
Yeah. So that was probably one of the fatal flaws if you're into the Tron series. But again, if you didn't know the history and stuff like that, it was a great standalone movie. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, I
So,
agree with that. So if we have to rate this movie, what would you give it?
out of five, probably a
Out of five. Yeah, we always
three
keep it
point two
one out
five,
of five.
three
Three point
point
two
three
five.
five. Yeah, it's worth
Okay.
spending some time doing. It's not going to be like the Lord of the Rings when it first came out, but
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
And, you know, I agree with that score. You know what I'm saying? It'd have been cool to see it in the theaters, but it's
Hmm.
I didn't miss anything not seeing it in the theater. At least I feel
Yeah,
that way.
yeah,
You know.
same.
And then we also watched Mobland with
Yes,
Tom Hardy. Man, you know, he's got a typecast in a role, and you know what I'm
not
saying.
a
Hey,
not a whole
sometimes
lot
you
of
got to
people
lean
do it
into it.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
yeah, but I mean, he's also been an MMA fighter. There's been a lot of stuff he's done. His roles
Oh
are
yeah,
usually fairly physical, and the role that he's in that it just fits him. It
yeah.
does
It
fit
does.
him.
It does fit him. He's got the attitude. He's got the will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's something I don't want to ruin for anybody, but it's worth the watch. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because we missed. We put it came on automatically. We
yeah.
missed what 3 episodes. Watched the fourth
Well,
episode, and the
I think
fourth
we missed.
episode was
I think we missed two, and we came into it. It was already automatically playing on episode three,
yeah,
and we sat down and like started looking at it and going, "Oh, hmm." And then it got better and better and better, and we're just like, "Okay." And then we watched
yeah.
the rest of it. So yeah,
Exactly. Every episode, the climax just cut. Every time you think the crescendo is about to happen, it stops and then it continues on that next
right,
episode. So
right.
it's crazy. And Pierce Brosnan, you know, a hell of actor, hell of
Yeah, which was kinda crazy because I had a problem with him being a bad guy after being James Bond, but no, it's pretty good. I don't like the way he gets his feet knocked out from underneath him by his
mm,
partner, but constantly.
yeah, constantly.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying?
not not
We're not trying to say something, but we are trying to say
say
something.
something, yeah. But it's definitely worth watching. It's pretty good. There's a lot of twists, there's a lot of turns, there's a lot of stuff you don't expect in it. So it keeps things interesting. So
Yeah.
right, not quite. Yeah, yeah, even probably as good as Yellowstone or Landman.
Oh yeah,
Right up
I
there
agree
in
with
that
that
quality.
statement. Yeah, I agree with that
So,
statement. Well done. You know, it's all in England,
mhm,
and you know, it's great. I enjoyed it. It's something
mm,
I'm gonna continue watching and finish watching over here at my place, and because
same.
pleasantly surprised. I usually don't like TV shows and I don't like
Mm,
things, but some of these shows are starting to slowly pull me back into them.
right. Well, and it's weird getting into something that's in multiple seasons, and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to start this.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You
But
know what I'm saying? But when they're good, that good, it's worth it. At least I
yeah,
think.
I agree. I agree,
That's it.
100%. So, but yeah, so
You
things are
know.
going pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. No. Things are going great. You know what I'm saying? I was just down there. We're just visiting.
Hmm.
Nick's mom made him a beautiful lasagna
Oh,
that
yeah.
we ate a pretty good portion of it, and between two people.
Well, it's funny is it's so calorie dense
Yes.
that you have we have normal what we would call normal size pieces, but they're probably twice as big as what someone normally would have.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
we have one where we'd probably eat like 2 or 3. We can eat one and we're
Yes.
both comfortably full.
Yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
it's
You
delicious.
got the itis. It's like, oh my god, it's sitting in there, but it was so worth it. And
Mhm.
and then that's how we could sit down through a couple episodes of TV.
Yeah, because after eating that, we're not getting up and moving
Oh yeah,
around
nothing's getting
much for a
done.
little while.
Nothing's getting done. You
But
know.
yeah, even though we should probably get up and take a 10-minute walk.
Oh yeah, no, no, absolutely. But and that's the thing too is like,
Yeah,
your mom made it for
yeah,
you, and it's with
yeah,
love. And guess what? You could
yeah,
taste the love in it. So
yeah,
what I'm saying,
yeah.
it was
It was
Nick's mom's famous lasagna.
yeah, actually, it was my grandma's famous lasagna that my mom got the recipe for and still makes, and she's been making it for me. Grandma started making them back when I was a little kid, and then mom took over when I was a teenager. And yeah,
There
it's a
we
good
go.
recipe.
Pass it down right
Yeah,
there.
passed down. So
You know. Well, and here's the thing too is like, we're getting back into the swing of things.
mhm.
I think we should cut it here.
Okay,
But we'll come out because here's the thing too is like I said, we're trying to get back into the swing. We're trying to get used to the schedule again because,
yeah,
like I said, it was trying to get a running start again on something that was rolling really smooth. But
mm,
we're back up and running. We
yeah,
appreciate all the Patreon people that and members that have come back and join us. You know what I'm saying? We're like I said, once again, we're starting from zero and we're trying to get this back up and going. So we
yeah.
appreciate those who came back and those who have joined now.
And then, as far as like competitors go in other sports and stuff like that,
Yeah,
um, reach out. Let me know who you guys want to see. I'm probably going to give a call to a couple guys from Texas here, have
that's
them on
it.
as guests. And well, there's 3 guys in Texas
Yeah.
that,
The Texas boys.
yeah, that I want to have on. So, and then we're going to have Lutz on again, which I was supposed to try to get done this week or last week, and that didn't
It
work
was
out.
last week. Unfortunately, Lutz,
Yeah,
we're sorry. When you
yeah.
watch this, what I'm saying, the schedule just got jumbled.
Yeah. But we'll get it fixed. We'll get Lutz on because he needs to talk about hand holding or arm wrestling. Is
Exactly.
he calls it hand
Competitive
holding,
hand holding.
but he's gonna get on and talk about some arm wrestling and stuff like that. Plus, Lutz is just a riot to talk to anyway, so he's a lot
That's
of
it.
fun. Um, but go out there, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be. Go out there and be good and be kind to others. And if it if you're not adding to the quality, fix it.
That's it.
Fix it
We'll see you guys next time.
and sing.